Hi, we're going to talk about setting the timing with ignition points for motors in the 1950s, 60s, and early 70s. Johnson, Evinrude, Gale Motors, the OMC Corporation. We're going to be set timing of the points with a timing fixture. Okay, and so what we're going to need is a timing fixture, which we here have on the top. We're going to need some means of continuity, testing for continuity, which would be this analog gauge, or you can use a timing light, or you can even use a digital meter. We're going to set it at ×1 so we can measure the resistance. Okay, and so let's get a little orientation here, and then you're also going to need a screwdriver to adjust your points. Okay, I'm going to remove the timing fixture. As you can see on this timing fixture, here up at the top, it has a T, which is the timing for the top cylinder, and a B down here, which is for the bottom cylinder. There's also in here is a little keyway here that helps you set this properly on the crankshaft taper, and actually this is been made specially to fit onto the crankshaft, so it's nice and snug and it doesn't wobble about, and it helps you align your points very accurately. And it can be done with a feeler gauge, but this gets it right on the money, and it takes a little bit of the play out and gets you a little bit better idling and running. Okay, and so let's get an orientation of the mag plate. Right up on the top here is the top coil, okay, that goes to the top cylinder, and we have back here is the bottom coil, which goes to the bottom cylinder. If you notice just to the right of the top coil, okay, we have the condenser and the set of points. Though that condenser and set of points are associated with this coil, and this set of condenser and points are associated with this set of coils. So just remember, when you're setting the points, always refer to the set of condensers and coils to the right of the coil when you're facing it. Also, I'm just going to give you a little bit more reference here. If you look here on the mag plate, okay, there's actually two little hash marks. Those little hash marks are going to be used for setting the timing with the timing fixture on this setup. Okay, and so whenever we're going to be putting the timing fixture, when we have it hooked up here, it's actually going to be in between those two little hash marks. Oops, sorry, here we go. It's going to be in between those two little hash marks. You're going to have it right in between, and that's going to set the timing right when the points need to open, so spark can be delivered through the secondary winding of the coils to the spark plug. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, what I also need to let you know is you also on the set of points here, you are going to need to isolate. Okay, you're going to need to isolate the set of points here from the green wire and the black wire coming from the coil and the condenser. Okay, and so if you notice here, there's this little brownish piece. This is a piece of insulation, and this little metal piece that I have my finger on right here, that little metal piece is isolated from the rest of the points, and so that's where we're going to be attaching the alligator clip or the probe on here for us to isolate those set of points, so we can tell when exactly when the points are going to open when we set the timing. And you're going to do that on the other side as well. Alrighty, let's get this going. Alrighty. So fortunately, with this little timing device, we have a way to place, accurately place it on here, and it slips right up on the top of the keyway, just like this. Okay. 1 second. There we go. Fits down real nice. So what we're going to do, all right, remember those little hash marks that we were talking about? I'm going to slide this over to right in the middle of those little hash marks. All right, just like that. It's right in the middle of those little hash marks. So now if you have a new set of points, you're going to put it closer to the first set of hash marks or timing marks when you're looking at it, okay, because that gives a little bit of wear on the shoe points, because they're a new set of points, and so it'll keeps the timing and adjustment. But for points that are already established and have been used on the motors, you put there's a little slash mark right here. You put it right in between those two little timing marks. Alrighty, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to, it doesn't matter if you use the and we have on the analog meter, if you use the red or the black, it doesn't matter. You want to test to make sure there's continuity. It goes all the way across here, goes all the way across. Alright, I hope y'all can see that. Hold on one second. Let me adjust it a little bit. Okay, you should be able to see the continuity go all the way across the screen right here, just like that. Alright, and so it doesn't matter where you put it on the mag plate, okay, because if you look here and here, you see I have continuity across, okay. So what I'm going to do, normally you would take a little alligator clip and you would attach it to here and isolate it. I'm just going to slide it on here, and I'm going to be very careful that I don't touch any other device, okay, or anything else is magnetic, made of metal, where it's be a ground. I'm going to go ahead and place this in here, which I'm going to ground the motor. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do, and as you could tell if I wanted to, just to make sure that I had good contact on both of these, I could take a screwdriver and touch this right here, and it shows that I have continuity going across. And now this little thing, see how it's isolated from the rest of the mag plate. So what I'm going to do with my screwdrivers, okay, is I'm going to gently loosen up, screw back here, the anchor screw, okay. Now gently loosen it up, okay, and I'm just going to gently snug it, just like as if we were setting the points. Alright, and here we have our adjustment screw, okay, let me try to move this out of the way. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to slightly adjust this, okay, until I get continuity, okay. Once I get continuity, that means the points are touching, okay. Once the points are touching, that current is going through there, and we have a complete circuit. So I'm going to gently start turning, slowly start turning the adjustment screw here, okay. And once I get to the point I've lost continuity, that is barely where the points are open, okay. And I'm just going to gently make sure it's snugged up against that side, just a little bit, okay, so that it doesn't creep once I set the anchor screw. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that anchor screw down just like this. Alright. Alright, there we go. And so I'm going to test to make sure, make sure these little leads weren't loose. I'm going to go ahead and touch this isolated portion of the points. I'm going to touch the mag plate. I have no continuity. And I'm going to touch another portion of the mag plate. I have continuity. Okay, so that little piece is isolated, okay, and the points are just barely open like it should. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the other set of points. Now if you look, I'm going to turn this over just like this. Now remember, this is for the top, okay, so back here is for the bottom. So I want to take this portion of the timing fixture and I'm going to scroll it over here, okay, just like this. And remember those little hash marks? I'm going to set them just in between those two little hash marks, just like we did before. Okay, just like that. Now my work is going to be on the other side of the motor, okay, with these sets of points. Alright, so I'm going to have to adjust things here. I hope you can see all this. Alrighty. I'm going to try to put the analog meter so you can see where everything is at. Now remember, this is the bottom portion of the timing fixture, and this is, and I have it right in between the timing marks, okay, and that is to set the points on this set of points, which is the bottom coil. Alrighty. So as before, I'm going to go ahead and, oops, sorry. As before, I'm going to go ahead and loosen the anchor screw, okay, here. Alright. And then I'm going to gently snug it as if I was setting the points like with the feeler gauge. Remember, I have the green wire from the coil and the black wire from the condenser isolated away from the set of points. Alright. Let's see if I can get the analog meter in there. Okay, I think I can. Alrighty. And so what I'm going to do now, again, like I did before, either with a set of alligator clamps or something to isolate, this is this little brown piece of insulation here, and this is the part of the points that's insulated from the rest of the set of the points. Okay, it's not touching anything else, it's insulated. So I'm going to go ahead and test continuity. Okay, I got continuity, excuse me. I got the continuity, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and set this in just like this. There's actually a little hole there that I'm putting these through, and so this little probe is not touching anything else. Just got to snug it in there really good. Okay, if I can get it to stay. This is where the alligator clamps come in useful. Okay, and I'm going to place this right here. Alrighty, and so to make sure that I have this set up, you don't have to do this with alligator clamps, but because I'm using this little probe in this fashion, I'm going to go ahead and use a screwdriver to contact this isolated piece of the points to the mag plate and see if I have continuity, and I do, so that I have good contact with that. So what I'm going to do now is remember I've already loosened the anchor screw, okay, and I'm going to gently adjust the adjustment screw here until I get continuity, and I just got continuity. So that means that the little points are touching. So I'm going to gently start turning it the other way, okay, until I lose continuity. Okay, I've lost continuity, and I'm just going to turn it just a little bit more so I can snug it up against that plate, okay, so it doesn't creep back. And then I'm going to set the anchor screw here like this. I'm going to snug it down really good so it doesn't move. Okay, done. And so let's see if those little points are open. So I'm touching the mag plate, I have continuity. I'm touching the isolated portion of the points, okay. I'm not getting any continuity, so those points are barely open. So the timing is set exactly 180 degrees apart. So we should have very good spark, and it should fire right on the money. So let's test our theory. I'm going to go ahead and remove all this, alrighty? What I need to do now is I need to carefully put back together the set of points and the wire coming from the coil and the wire coming from the condenser. I need to gently put those on without trying to disturb the position of the points, okay? Just gently do it, and just gently snug it like this, just till they're gently snug. You don't have to bear down on it too tight. Just snug them up really good, and make sure that it's not touching anything, you know, down here where it's shorting anything out, and make sure they're tucked away as well. Let's do these set of wires for the condenser and the coil. And I know I'm probably going at a slower pace, I probably could leave a lot of things up to assumption, but I like to make these as if someone has never done this before, and so they can feel a little bit more comfortable about doing it. So these are a little bit more lengthy videos. So I'm going to go ahead and start tightening this again without disturbing the points and the position of the points. All right. Make sure these aren't touching anything because we don't want them to get damaged when the flywheel removes or any moving parts. Okay, I don't think there's anything touching, so I'm going to gently snug those down. Alrighty, let's test our theory. So I'm going to go ahead and get the flywheel and the nut, place it back on top. Okay, there we go. I hope everything's been properly filmed. Okay. I'm just going to snug this on in case I have to go back and do anything. But just enough, just for testing for spark. Remember, if once you're completed, this nut needs to be torqued down to 40 foot-pounds of pressure. Okay, we're just going to snug it up just like this. Okay, and see if we have spark. Alrighty, I hope you can see those. I have little spark testers, inline spark testers, and see if we can get some sparks to light up. See if everything works properly. And if I can find my starter rope, here we go. Alrighty, let's see. There we go. Everything works out just fine. The top fires, the bottom fires. I hope that can be seen. Sorry, I have a big starter rope from another type engine, so it's a little more cumbersome. Let's see. There we go. And to make it a little more visible, if you can't see, I'm going to go ahead and lower the garage door and make it dark in here so that you can see. So this should be a little bit better. Alrighty. There we go. Thank you very much. You have a good day.